Hello and good evening everybody, and welcome to One Hub Racing. This is round 5 with the halfway point of the season, and we're here at the Sao Paulo circuit in Brazil. My co-commentator Dane is running late, so I'm gonna introduce the race to you. Now last week we had the Abu Dhabi race, and it was quite an exciting race. Obviously Salty Bear finally won the race after 3 previous pole positions, and even though he spun in the race behind the safety car, he still managed to win. But the big talking point was at the finish, where Truth NRP was in the position to win the race. He was in the pack. He was going to win the race if he just kept on track, but he also eventually ran into the back of his teammate on the in lap for the safety car, which meant that he got a penalty. And also at the end he got involved instant at the end of his teammate. They both spun around, and instead of finishing in first place or even second place, he dropped all the way down to 10th place, and that meant Salty Bear was able to build up a big lead in Drivers' Championship. Also last week we did see Astronauty pick up a podium place in third place, but actually we also saw Zach Jarvis retire, but we didn't catch that on the screen. But what happened was that Astronauty took Zach Jarvis out, and because of that the stewards awarded Astronauty a 20-second penalty, which dropped him from third place all the way down to 9th, which promoted Gazzaman into the podium. Now Gazzaman has not been in the podium recently, and that's his first podium since I believe season 14 at the same track, so well done to Gazzaman. And also Alex Lihat had a good race, so he finished in 4th place, so he had a strong showing. And the man in the Haas, definitely a man to watch out this season. He has improved a lot. Let's talk about this Brazilian circuit. Obviously it's quite a traditional circuit, it's quite a traditional season ender in modern F1, or late on in the season, but we're going to slap bang in the middle of this run in One Hub Racing. And last time out there was no prospect tier race last time out, but there was a podium tier race, and this was season 15 I believe, and the winner was Lee Hoffner in the Haas, but Riley finished second in the Alfa Romeo, and we had Rich finish third in the Red Bull. Now Brazil's a track where my co-commentator Dane had a pretty eventful race in season 14 in the Pinnacle tier. I commentated on that race, and Dane won it on the final lap after quite a chaotic final few laps in the wet. And also I've got good memories of tracks. I've got my first podium here. So yeah, it's a track which just offer good racing. Obviously it's very undulating, it's quite a long pit lane, but the actual pit loss time's not that great. It's only 18 seconds because the pit lane it can be quite interesting. And also we do expect it to be a 2-stop, and I expect the strategy to be 2 sets of softs and a set of mediums, because according to my data, the soft tyre, which is the 3 hardest tyres that are available on this track, and according to my data, the soft tyre will last 16 laps, the medium tyre, the C2, will last 19 laps, and the hard will last 24 laps. Now because it's such a short track, the track delta isn't that big, as it's half a second between the compounds, and with it being such a short track, I do expect to see quite a tight qualifying session. Now there's 15 turns around this track, another anti-clockwise track, 10 left-handers, 5 right-handers, 36 laps, so a lot of laps in this race. And like I said earlier, I do expect to see quite a tight grid with this 2.6 mile circuit. You see, we had the press conference obviously before drivers' press conference, and Truth NRP was holding to that this week after his quite poor showing last week in Abu Dhabi. The question asked by Badgerman was, Truth, 10th, lost the championship lead, now that Salty has found the winning ways, can you even stop him? In response, Truth did say that last week he felt was an anomaly for him. He felt the win was stolen from him because obviously he was in position to win at the end of that safety car. He was unlucky that Salty found his stability in the same race that he lost his. But he says the gap's only 14 points and there's still 6 races left, so there's plenty of time for him to get back into it. He's confident Brazil will be a good track for him. It bodes well for him, but he needs to improve his qualifying, because his qualifying of late has not been the best, and that was a struggle for him last season. He also believes he's confident to get back into lead one way or another, but with Salty Bear having 4 poles, I have to say I think Salty Bear has to be the favourite for this season with a 14-point lead. And I've also got to mention Liam as well. Liam obviously he won in round 3 in Hungary, and he had another strong showing in leading for the majority of the race in Abu Dhabi. He had quite a strong showing. In the end, the pace of Salty Bells too much for him, but a strong second place. And now Liam is up to third in championship, and he's only 22 points back with Salty Bear. So Liam can consider a contender. There's obviously 20 points in the race win, so it's just outside the race win of the championship lead. And if only he didn't DNF in the first round, because in the first round he was over a strong result, and I think he DNF'd. And if only he finished that race, it could have been a three-way battle at the front. Obviously you've got Craig Senna, Gaza, who are not far back, but I think them guys may drop out of it. Lily Hart in 7th place, yeah, again having a strong season, and yeah, this should be a good race. I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be fun. Yes, we've got a bit of a delay. I think we've got 18 drivers. We expect to see 19 tonight, so that's another good turnout for this prospect here. That's the turnout to me very strong this season. I believe the lowest turnout we've had is 17. We've had 20, 19 and 20 races, 19 and 19. Yeah, well, that's quite impressive turnout. As we're about to get underway, the drive's readying up, so qualifying will begin, and hopefully Dane will join me pretty shortly, because he's quite good at explaining the key points of the track. But the key, I say the action areas of this track would maybe be the centre S's for turn 1 and turn 2. You can definitely see a few guys on the end of DRS having a lunge into turn 1, and obviously you can go side by side into turn 1 and turn 2, and we've seen in the past, the Montoya and Verstappen pull some great moves into that corner, and also down the hill to turn 4, that can be an instant zone, because obviously the corner, that's another DRS zone, and the corner just tighten up as we're about getting away for qualifying. Obviously our sponsors, Next Level Racing, obviously they are providing a wheel stand for the winner of the Going Gets Tough award, which as mentioned previously is one for drivers that fall outside the top 3 of the championship. So obviously the top 3 do get their own prizes, supplied by other sponsors. But yeah, if you're outside the top 3, attend every race, take part in every pre-race and post-race interview, then you are in contention for that award. And I believe there's still quite a few drivers in contention for that, so that could be hotly contested. Obviously there will be a random draw during at the end of the season by Jess, and whoever wins that random draw will win that great prize. As we're waiting for the qualification to begin, we'll run through the standings for you. We've got Salty Bear in the lead, our race premium driver in the McLaren on 68 points. We've got Truth and RP second on 54 points in the Ferrari. Liam up to third on 46. Craig Senna in the Ferrari and race premium driver on 45. We've got Gaza in 5th on 38, race premium driver. Apex Rogue is 6th on 28 points, also race premium. We've got Alex Lilyhart 7th, race premium driver on 26. Alpha 8th on 20. King and 9th on 17, race premium. Abdom 10th in the Mercedes Scott, who's race premium, 15 points. Astronaut 11th, dropped all the way down after that penalty, race premium driver on 12. MCFC Boy on 11, sorry, in 12th. TJ also 11 in 13th, race premium driver. We've got Zach Jarvis 14th. He should be a lot higher really. He's got pace to win races, but it hasn't come together for him. Points race premium driver. We've got Storm, who's also on 5, and so Bush Lightyear, they're all race premium. Jacko in 17th on 3. Jess Gamer and 18 on 1. And Indecisive race premium Erdy are yet to start. Qualification gets away. It looks quite overcast qualifying. It's not clear today, it's sunshine. And Brazil is a track where it can rain, so do not be surprised to see rain come in this session. So I believe the first guy to start a lap will be Kingan. So we're on board with the Williams driver, see how he does. Kieran, you had a pretty solid race last week. He had a pretty solid race last week. Showed some good pace and finished quite strong in 6th place. His best result of the season, so Kingan is definitely showing some form, and he wants to keep up top 6 finishes and maybe try and get podium. As I believe he's capable of that, but he just needs to call them penalties, because that's a major flaw for him, the penalties. I've seen the team's press conference. Mercedes were asked to come into the team's press conference because these drivers in the prospect here have not had such a good race. And what the Mercedes team boss said, he said he had some regrets over the drivers they chose. Need to get the heads down and get some good results, get some top 6 finishes. So the Mercedes team boss is not happy with the 2 Mercedes drivers. Dane has joined us, and I'll let him get started. Can introduce him, mate.
Hello everyone, sorry for being late. So.
Alright, yeah,
well, it was left in the very good work of Jamie, sorry for that.
Yes, okay, well, I mentioned last week, obviously, Astronaut, he got a big penalty. He was in 3rd place, and obviously we saw Jack retire, but that Astronaut took him out. He dropped him all the way down from 3rd. Gazman got put to the podium, so yeah, that's quite interesting because Gazza, you did predict Gazza for the podium last week, and he got it, but it was in the steward's office.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter how you get it as long as you get the podium. It's a really good result for him. As said, I haven't really checked the stream photos, as I said earlier, but in the history and track guide, it showed that Gazzaman was one of the hot drivers in the prospect here. So it really shows he's a man on form, and hopefully this could be a start to what could be a really good second half of the season for him.
Yeah, obviously this is a Lagos circuit. Where do you think the key action drivers were? Track? Do you think? Do you see any opportunities for some cheeky dive bombs in unorthodox places?
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite obvious that the most places where the most moves are going to happen will be turn 1, of course. Yeah, you do have that long DRS straight, and the slipstream is very strong through the start-finish straight. So I think most moves will be made there, but there's also a lot more other places in the middle of the track. Of course, you can probably make a move anywhere around here. There's turn 4, you can make a dive bomb, turn 8, turn 11, turn 13. Just a lot of places where you can make overtakes. I think we're going to see a lot of action tonight.
Yeah, and I think it looks quite overcast for qualifying, but I think it's going to stay dry for qualifying. I don't think it'll rain for qualifying, but yeah, as you meant, in the race, rain is definitely could be a factor. As on board with Gazzaman here, Gazzo, yeah, as I said earlier, he's sort of an outsider of the championship. He's 30 points back, and if he keeps saying consistent results going, he may get himself back into it. But I think it's a 3-way battle for championship. I think it's between Salty Bear, Truth, and Liam.
Yeah, Liam he's not really had the strongest start of the season, but as of late, the previous 2 rounds, he's been on fire. Got a podium and a win 2 rounds ago. So he really is beginning to mount a foundation, charge for the championship battle.
Yeah, as at the moment, Salty Bear's on pole by 3 tenths over Truth, with Apex Rogan 3rd, King in 4th, Gazza in 5th, and Astronaut in 6th. It's interesting enough. Liam has done his first lap on the medium tyres. So, do you think maybe he's saving a set of softs? Because I do think the strategy will be 2 sets of softs with a medium, as MCFC boy puts him 2nd place. That's more like it from him. Obviously, the quickest guy in qualifying night, but he's yet to show it in the race this season.
Yeah, the Alpha Tauri's, they've been trying this strategy for, I believe, every single qualifying this season, where they would start their first lap on the mediums and then take 2 or 1 softs for the final part of qualifying. And I think the strategy here should be soft, medium, soft for most of these drivers, or medium, soft, soft for those who start outside the top 10. But yeah, I think because these Alpha Tauri drivers, they just want to have a fresh pair of softs, because when you start with the mediums in qualifying, that means you get a fresh pair of softs towards your final stint.
Yeah, Alex Lihart's binned it in Juncal, so he is out of the session. He's in 9th place, and Lillihart, a driver who's done well recently, well, that's not what he wanted, and yeah, it's a shame for him, because as I mentioned earlier, Alex Lihart's been one of the 4 men, 4th place in Abu Dhabi. What a bombs that was by him. It sort of went under the radar a little bit, but what a strong drive he had.
Yeah, literally, he's a sensible driver. He knows where to pick which battles are his and which battles aren't, and he's just been getting really solid results this season. Of course, 7th in the standings at the moment, and not far off P6, only 2 points behind. He's having a really solid season at the moment.
Yeah, but I believe Liam's going to start a lap around the third. Give him a mind to talk his way through it.
Of course, so he tries to start finish straight in through turn 1, the heavy braking zone. He goes down into 3rd gear, then through the center S's. You want to get as much rotation in the car, because you can easily understeer and get an invalidation, but he's taken that very nicely. Then through the second DRS straight, a lot of moves can happen if you get a good run. He brakes just as you see the tarmac. That's where you begin to brake. He takes it very nicely. Then through turn 6, Ferradura, he's a quick lift off. He goes down into 6th gear, and then as soon as that's finished, you go into an immediate braking zone where you can see a lot more moves happen. And then through the long left-hander, holds it in 3rd gear, a little short shift down into 2nd to get the extra rotation. Then just as the curve begins, that's where you want to hit the braking zone through turn 11. He takes that very nicely. Then through the long left-hander, you want to be careful on the traction there because you can easily lose it. And then as he brakes on at the 100-meter board, through the final corners, Alpha takes pole position, but you have Liam. He's been on a very tidy lap as he goes through the final part of the straight, of the track, the long straight, opens the DRS. He doesn't hold a tight line to the finish, but Red Bull left lap put him in P4. It's a very solid lap from him.
Yeah, not bad. Solid lap, and I think he's capable a bit more. I think maybe he wasn't pushing as much as he wanted to get a lap on the board, I think. I think he's capable a bit more than that. But yeah, Alpha on pole position. So Alpha, he has shown pace, but Alpha, I'll go by the races. I just feel he's just too aggressive. I think if he's a bit more patient, with a bit more patient approach, Apex Rogue puts him in 3rd place. The 2 Renault guys doing up well, but I think with Alpha, I think if he's a bit more patient, he'd be getting better results because he's all the way down in 8th in championship, and he's capable of a lot more than that.
Yeah, see, last time out in Abu Dhabi, he was absolutely rapid. He was probably the 2nd quickest guy on the track, but as he said before, he is a very, very aggressive driver, and that can be harmful to him, especially if he wants to fight for these race podiums and wins, because he has the pace for it. But I think he just needs to work on his patience a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Let's look at that between the, yeah. I think that's one for sure, because I have seen him at the front a lot of these races and he just qualifying well, but yeah, it's just a bit of messy going for. I think both drives like that. Oh, so Rob Adam, he was on a lap and he spun it, and yeah, that's a wing damage for him in the middle part of the track. And that middle part of the track, I was going to mention that earlier, but that track, that as he got disqualified, I think it was reversing trying to get around. But yeah, that mid section of the track, it can be quite difficult traction because obviously you've got a lot of really big corners. You can get a bit, thinking maybe he got on, hit the curb there, spun him around. But yeah, Adam, he's out this qualifying session. He's gonna start at the back of the grid.
There's just more woes for the Mercedes team in the prospect. Of course, in the media day, they were one of the teams that were called up to the team press conference, and it shows that they have been solid in all of the other tiers, 2 wins and 4 podiums, but it's just the DNF and the DNS in the prospect here. It's just not been going well for them. And of course, he answered with, we are happy with how the 3 higher tiers are doing. It's what we expect in the prospect tier. You don't always get every decision correct, and at the moment there is some regret with the drivers we choose, so they really need to start getting their act together.
Yeah, because the other 3, the Mercedes leading, because it's but in the prospect here, they're down at 9th place and 20 points. With Ferrari in the lead on 99, 79 points back, and wow, that's a big open. It's only because of racing point and only below them. So yeah, it's not a good fun for me. The truth has invalidated his qualifying, so he did mention in his press conference he did qualifying, but he's not showing yet. He's a long way down. He's confident for Brazil, but you need to show a bit more than that. Gazam up to 4th place, another guy on the 7.7. Look at that cluster. There's 2 with top 6.
Of course, but Brazil's a very short track, but it's also a very, very strict track. So these drivers, they'll definitely need to be careful with these track limits. As Truth seems to be struggling at the moment, but I think he's going on for a 2nd hot lap here. So we'll have to see later on how he will be doing.
Yeah, Salty Bear's purple sector 1, so he's on another lap. He's just need to be by 10th to get pole position. Salty Bear's won the pole every race this season. He's on for it again. He's a 10th and a half up, but he's not looking as comfortable as it has at other tracks for him. But would he get a distant tow from Miss Williams? I think that Williams maybe back. He's coming to pits anyway. So we'll cross the line. What will it be for him? He should be in pole position. Yes, it is a 1:07.4, but I think that lap's beatable. I think guys can beat that lap. He's not looking dominant as he has on other tracks.
Yeah, it's definitely looking a lot closer. Looks like the Alphas and Gazman is really close the gap to him, but of course it is a Salty Bear. He's always got a special lap hidden in his locker somewhere, so I don't think it's the end of his hot laps just yet.
No, we're up to the middle, slightly better. He has not gone at the very end, but I think tonight he may have to, because he's not comfortable at the moment. And there's quite a few guys who could get pole position. There's Truth and AP just moved to 7th place, he did purple last sector, but I think that was mainly due to the tow he got from the Alpha Romeo or Jacko in front. I think that did help him along that final sector.
Because we do have Alpha, he's nearing the end of his lap, he's going through the long left-hander. The 100 meter board has been taken out, but he is a 10th up on his lap time, and it was purple, so it looks like he's going to be on a really good lap time. Maybe he might catch a bit of a tow from the car in front of him.
The McLaren ahead, I think this is going to help him. McLaren's coming to pits, so this could be pole position for Alpha. He's taking a tight line, it's Soybear on the clean up. Look at that, a 7-2, wow, what a lap. And I think Soybear inadvertently helped his rival there.
Yeah, Alpha may have just about caught into the back of Soybear's slipstream, man. Look at that, 2/10 up on his rival. That's a really good lap time from him.
Yeah, and a track like Brazil, that's could be quite hard to find. It's going to be quite difficult for the guy to catch that up and leave Astronaut. He's on a lap or he's backed out of it. So go on board with Jacko's the next round laps. Go on board with him in the Alfa Romeo. Obviously 3 points this season, down in 17th. I haven't seen much of him this season, so let's see how he's getting on. He's 1 minute 9 so far. He'll be looking to maybe get in 1 minute 8, maybe to be around where Lillihart is. I think that might be his target. Jacko, obviously, he'll be looking to get some more points this season because he's been in and around, the lower end of the points, but it's invalidated that there, so he's going to have to abandon that lap. And I believe Astronauti is backed out of it, so I believe it's a bit of a lull in the session now. So run for the top 10 for you. In pole position we've got Alpha, 2nd place we've got Salty Bear, in 3rd Rogue, 4th Gaza, 5th Craig Senna, 6th MCFC, 7th Truth, 8th Liam, 9th King and the 10th Astronaut. I think Liam at the moment would be disappointed with that 8th place. I think he'll expect that.
Maybe so, we are nearing the end of this qualifying session. I think Liam may have just wanted to get a time on the board, but it does prove that he does need a lot more than that if he wants to get a good qualifying result. Otherwise, he might even get kicked out of the top 10 if he invalidates his final lap, but it's going to be very close. We're at the end of this qualifying session.
Yeah. Not start the lap again, but the Williams has come out of the pits, but luckily for him, they didn't impede him at all. He's quite low on fuel according to my monitor, so I'm not sure he's going to have enough fuel to finish this lap. He's got zero. No, he's not. He's going to have to abandon this lap because he's only got 0.7 fuel, so he's going to run out of fuel by the end of this lap. So that's not going to work well for him. Let's go by Craig Senna in the Ferrari. Obviously, the Ferrari guys Switch Championship, but they didn't score that many points last week. They only scored 4 points last week. That has allowed McLaren to close the gap and to 31 points, which it seems like a lot, but a 1-2 is 38 points, so it's not a great deal. Ferrari have another bad race. McLaren may catch him up, and I think Salty Bear may want a bit more help from his teammate, who I don't believe is here tonight, so that's not going to help his cause there.
Not too much of early this season, so Salty Bear has really been a one-man show, so it's really good that he's able to close the gap a little bit on the Ferrari and keep the McLaren team in second. I think it's really admirable what he's doing, but yeah, it just really does need the support of his teammate. Hopefully he will show up in the next race.
Yes, Craig Senna is on a lap here. He's a personal sector 1, but sector 1 is about 10th on pole position, but again sector 3 is where you find the majority of the time in all the traction zones, and looks quite good so far for him. He only needs to be about 10th to be at 3rd place, but I think the top 2 maybe out. Let's see how his middle sector's looking. It looks a bit twitchy. It looks a bit twitchy now. I don't think he's got the balance quite right there. He's a little bit down. He may improve his time, good run up, but it doesn't look the best one, to be honest with you. So I don't think Craig Senna will improve here unless he has a bit of a toe, which I don't think he has. I think Craig Senna will not be improving here. He's going to run out of battery. He should have just enough to cross the line. What's he going to do? He improves by a 10th, by a 1,000th. Yeah, so he does improve, but only just as Apex World's crossed the line because he improved by 1,000th as well. Wow, these guys have been by 1,000th per second. 2 guys there. Wow, I've never seen that before. Gazzaman's about starting a lap. Let's see how he's going to get on. Can Gazzaman get in the front row? Not the best first sector for him. He's a 10th down his personal best. And also Alpha's on the lap as well, right behind him. So we'll get a comparison between these 2 front runners. Salty Bear's out. Yeah, Salty Bear has to come out. He's coming out for he's on the lap. So all the big hitters on the lap, apart from Happy, his lap will start very soon now. We'll keep an eye on the timing screens. Liam's improved in the first sector at 16.6. That's about bang on pace. Will this Ferrari hold Gaz up though? Craig said he's on the out lap. Will it hold him up? No, Gaz is down though a lot of these times. So Goldboard Alpha is purple sector 1 yet again, but he had not a good sector 2, not such a good sector 1. This Ferrari though, will it get in his way? I might give him a in the pit, so he must have had a bad lap there. What about Salty Bear? What can he do? He needs to improve by 2.5 attempts to keep that pole streak, and he's backed out of it, so I don't think Salty Bear's going to improve. MCFC Boy has spun it. What about Kingan? Kingan's might be our only guy left on the lap. What can he do? First, a lot of these guys, they're not improving. I think a lot of these guys have watched it. Liam's moved up to third place though, off camera. Liam's up to third, that's more like it for him. Kingan's backed out of it. What about Truth? What can he do? Truth has improved in the middle sector. Truth may get into top 5 this lap. He needs to for his championship's sake. He can't afford to be down 9th place. As he crossed the line, what he's going to do? Jumped up to 4th place. That's more like it for Truth, up to 4th place. And Salty Bear's pole run has come to an end, and Alpha on pole position with a great lap in the middle session.
Yeah, Alpha, that's a very, very good lap time. It's a very good qualifying session for the Renault boys. Pole position and 5th place. Hopefully they can transfer that onto the race and get a good result for the team.
Storm crossed the line in 13th place. He didn't set a lap on. That's our qualifying over as Liam in lap. So yeah, Liam pulled out the as well, pulled out the back there. So we've got our 3 championship contenders in 2nd, 3rd, 4th. That's what we want to see. We want to see them championship contenders all together on the grid. Do you mind reading through the qualifying classification for us?
Sure, so in pole position we do have Alpha for the first time this season. 2nd place we have a Salty Bear, 3rd we have Liam, 4th Truth, 5th Rogue, 6th Gazaman, 7th Craig Senna, 8th MCFC, 9th Kingan, and rounding out your top 10 is Astronauty. P11 is TJW, P12 is Alex Lilliart, P13 is Storm, P14 is Jess, P15 is Jacko, P16 is Indecisive, P17 is Bush Lightyear, and P18 is VSMT Adam. He was disqualified.
Yeah, obviously Adam had that spin midway through the session which he caught on camera, and yeah, obviously the Mercedes guys, yet again the Mercedes guys struggling, and like I said, Trotter Wolf, I don't think I'm too happy at the moment, but I say Alpha, well done to him, pole position, and it's good to see another driver up there. Obviously Salty Bear has impressed qualifying, but it's nice to see another driver on pole, but Salty Bear, you see, he's not too far away from the action. As I quickly mention one of our other sponsors, we've got Liam obviously, who is sponsoring our trophies. We have trophies to the top 3 in the Drivers' Championship, the 2 Constructors' Champions, the Commentators' Championship Champion, and the Go and Get Stuff Award Champion. Obviously, check his streams out there. He stream a lot of F1 and racing games. And also, Versatine, they are sponsoring our prizes. We've got Amazon vouchers or PSN gift cards to our winners in the top 3 championship, Constructors, Commentators Championship, and Go and Get Stuff Awards. So do check him out. Do check them out as well. There's some gaming gear there. Again, looks quite overcast for the race again. So maybe it doesn't look beautiful sunshine. So maybe some rain on the horizon. I'm not quite sure. I haven't got the weather forecast, so I'm not quite sure. But it doesn't look the clearest of days for this race.
No, it doesn't. The clouds are definitely out, and I believe the last time we had rain in this session was the first round of the season in Austria, and that brought out one very eventful race. So hopefully we might see rain again and see those same kind of events once around Interlagos.
Yeah. And the stewards report, they're mentioning that stewards briefing mentioned those 21 reports from the drivers in all 4 tiers, and what they're mentioning is they want to see less inquiries about stuff that is mainly sort of no further action. So the stewards to be a lot less busy this week. If there is serious action, well, but lots of does get reported in the stewards is quite petty, so I think the stewards want to see that cut down. As I mentioned, outside top 10, obviously you do get a fresh set of tyres, and Lee Hart, Jess, Indecisive, Bushlight, you've all gone to softs, and Storm, Jacko and Adam off the medium, so them three obviously going for a slightly longer first.
So of course, as we're on the formation lap, who do you think's going to take it tonight?
I'm going to say Alpha. I think he has to learn his lessons from previous race. I think that'll give a huge confidence boost. I think Alpha may finally do it. If he gets away from the line while on leads, then you won't have to get involved in too many battles. Sort of Liam and Truth would be quite close to him, but I think Alpha, I've predicted him to win the race before, but I think this time might be his opportunity. What's your eyes on for the win?
I kind of want to say Liam might take it, but looking at Sotipe, it seems as though he did have his composure back, although he did spin, but that was just under the safety car restart. It was just a single action concentration, but in the race he didn't spin at all, so I think he might have gotten his composure back, and I think Sotipe will take it once again.
Yeah, his pace is very pacey in Abu Dhabi, especially quite ominous. It's like half a second, and Liam moved to lead quite comfortably at one stage, but yeah, he got hold him in, and you cannot cut out Truth. Definitely qualifying. He's qualified well. Ferraris have. They're both in the top 7, and we're about to get underway. 18 drivers on the Brazilian Grand Prix, so 36 laps. This should be a good one. He's winning. Get jump start straight away. Apex was a good start there. Salty Bear, not the best of starts. I think he was a bit caught up there, and Apex was in the league, gets up to second place with actually Liam's up place. There's a bit of lag on my time screen. Yeah, Alpha's in lead, Liam in second, Truth in third, I believe, with McLaren in fourth place. Salty Bear had a pretty bad start. They've got a yellow flag. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's got in the back there, but yeah, a poor start for Salty Bear. He's down in fourth place, but my time screen has reset. So yeah, Alpha got a good start there. I think Salty Bear was caught out there. I think he was caught sleeping. I don't think he wrapped in blacks because Ghosts like Bear may have been caught out by the fact that the lights might have missed there. Got blue flag for some reason. I don't know why that is. It could be a glitch. As Alpha is in the lead, and Alpha he needs now lead second place, Truth in third, and even MCFC may have spun at the start. He's got damage, 76%. CFC boy, outside a yellow flag. Right, now we've got Liam, second behind for Alpha. A start, and what a dream first lap.
Seems to have been a more safe start on this side. I've only seen one bit of contact, and that was between MCFC boy and Gazman, and that was just a miscommunication. Gazman giving a bit of a squeeze. But yeah, it's a very good start from Alpha, and a dreadful start from Sotipe, who's already down into P4, and judging by the dirt, yeah, it's going to be really difficult for him to catch back up to these guys in front of him and gain these positions back.
Yeah, Alpha looks really confident lead. He's got 3.1 second lead. I think Liam is holding these guys up. Liam is maybe a bit of a cork in the bottle for these guys. Yeah, sorry about it. Well, he didn't the first lap, but I don't know if that was just a bad spin. There's 2 places there. And wow, an Apex Logan. What's Bush like? This is from the back of the grid. MC White is in the pits. He's had to change wing and he's a long way back. But yeah, Liam has gained a lot on Alpha in that middle sector, has to be said. I don't know, did Alpha make a slight mistake there? He's lost a lot of time in that middle sector.
Yeah, going through turn 11, he did understeer quite a bit and went a bit onto the grass, but he seems to be safe and has managed to keep a bit of a gap compared to Liam.
See, DRS is now online, so Liam may have an opportunity to DRS here, but I think it's a bit too far back. I think Alpha will be comfortable at the moment, but Liam is gaining the gap. And we've seen in the past, Liam has been quite conservative with his EMS usage. I wonder if we do the same tonight. because it did help him. Keep the lead a little longer than what he would have done in Abu Dhabi. So I wonder if Liam is maybe playing it safe yet again. But at the moment he isn't. He's drained a lot of his battery. But that's mainly because of the start. He tends to use a lot of it in the start. But yeah, Liam, he had a bit of a slow first lap. But I think Liam's back on it now. He's looking again. I think every Liam must maybe take a little bit first lap, and Alpha is going to feel the pressure from these three champ rivals.
Just having a look at Alpha's onboard, it seems he doesn't really have the pace that he showed on the first lap. He might be struggling a little bit on those tyres.
Yeah, to believe Astronaut has had a spin. He's dropped down to 8th place and his tyres look a little bit overheated. So yeah, Astronaut has had a spin from 8th, dropped all the way down to 10, 12. Didn't catch the spin though. As Truth NRP and Liam, and these front four are starting to converge on each other. As Truth NRP sets a fast lap this time. Obviously fast lap inside the top 10 and outside the top 10. Liam's got a good run on Alpha here. Can he get the move done into turn 4? Go for the inside line. You think he might fancy lunge, bit of contact. Truth's got the outside line, should be able to defend it. Yes, he does. What about Truth? Can he get through? No, he can't. He's a bit too far back. But Liam had the opportunity there, but I think Alpha just had enough. There might be a slight contact between the two there. I'm not quite sure.
Also, I think Alpha did give Liam a fair squeeze because he had every right to do so as the car in front, but Liam did well to hold on to that because I thought he was gone there. But Alpha once again showing that he really is good at defending, and he's going to have to defend very hard from Liam because he is a very aggressive driver.
Yeah, well, I wonder if Alpha went for quite aggressive setup to get a good position. Maybe he's suffering a little bit in the race because he just don't think he's managing the tires as well as the other guys around him. As FCSC boy is damaged wing yet again, the pit again, and he's going to be a lap down. So I'm not, and yet again, that per race for the Williams man as Liam is within. If he gets good exit out the centre S, you should fancy it into turn 4 because I think Liam is a lot more confident in the braking, but he had quite a poor run out centre S and he might be under pressure from Truth in the Ferrari, but Truth's going to be stuck in his DRS training. When you do DRS training, it's quite difficult to progress. Indecisive has spit in the centre S and he's up down to 15th place. Quite a few spins. I think traction is quite difficult for these drivers tonight.
Track temperature, it's a quite cool track, so it might take a little bit longer for these tyres to heat up. But maybe that's catching some of these drivers out, but it seems as if though the top 4 don't seem to be very affected by it. They're absolutely flying at the moment. 2.3 seconds already ahead of APX Road.
Yeah, Apex Road's sort of been dropped a little bit and he's sort of... I mean, saying that, he's keeping up with Craig Senna and Gazza's in 7th, and Truth NRP is quite close to Liam here. He may fancy it, but Liam will obviously get benefit of DRS up the hill into turn 1. I think Truth may fancy a dive to turn 1 here. It's getting really close. Did he go for the inside line? No, he can't go for it because I think Alpha's car was in the way. If Alpha wasn't there, I think Truth would have gone for it there. And now Liam had a good run for the centre S. He may fancy it, but I think these guys sort of really helping each other, getting each other's way. I think that's what's making the overtakes not happen at the moment. As Adam gets a penalty already.
I think Sotiba, compared to everyone in the top 3 has under 10 ERS, besides from Sotiba, who's just chilling with 17, 80 ERS. I think I might know the game he's trying to play. I think he's waiting for these guys to just go all guns blazing and start making contact with each other, and he's just gonna buy this time and wait for the right moment to make an easy move past. But as Alpha, he goes very wide once again through turn 11. That's allowed Liam to get very close to him, but it looks like he's got a bit of a run going a little wide and be able to carry a bit more speed, and got a very good exit through the final corner, so I think he's going to be safe from Liam once again.
Yeah, Liam, if anything's coming under pressure with Truth at the moment, Junkao, but Liam seems to be quite confident in the first sector, as Liam is getting close again, but he's just catching at the wrong time. I think he's just catching Alpha at the wrong time, but he's a lot closer this time, gets a good exit now, he fancy it, but Alpha seems to have better track, which is just helping him pull out gap just enough. As Saber is a 10th, really a 10th for Truth, and yeah, Alpha is getting good corner exits, which is crucial. Obviously, I think he's struggling on the entry to corner, but I've noticed the gap seems to come out every time he exits a corner.
Especially I wonder if Alpha is running more load a low wing so he can get that benefit on the straights, but sacrifice his corner speed because it doesn't really seem like he's gaining much time through the corners, especially turn 11 where he seems to be struggling quite a bit.
Yeah, it just seems a bit. Yeah, it seems a bit. Yeah, it doesn't seem the best for him, but yeah, these front four, they're starting to pull the gap to Apex Rogue, obviously behind, and I think, I actually see Sorty Bear looks at 92% ERS. I think Sorty Bear, I think he's comfortable where he is, and I think he may fancy, he may fancy just waiting for pit, waiting for he's happy to he's got to run on Truth now here. He's going to go around the outside, he'll get this move done, round the outside, which should come the inside, turn 2, he's got the inside line, and he's got the move done. Truth's run a little bit wide there, and he's had to see the position, so Sorty Bear, of his move there, and he's inside, outside of turn 1, which wide there, you know what to do for the flashback.
Liam picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's really not going to help him further down in the race, especially since his rivals are on 0 penalties. But yeah, Salty Bear got past through Truth, but he used quite a bit of VRS in doing so. He's already down to 40, but still has a sizable advantage in the RS compared to the front two. So I think he's going to be a bit more saving and just buy this time once again and try get up to Liam and eventually to Alpha, because he does have pace at the moment.
When do you think these guys will be in? What lap do you think these guys will be pitting? Think it'll be around lap 10, 12, lap 10, lap 11? Do you think they'll be in pretty shortly, or do you think they'll maybe go a little bit longer?
Yeah, as long as there's no rain coming in, they might be sticking out their stints. I think they'll be in the latest lap 12 if they want to make the 2-stop work and get the maximum out of the medium and soft tyres. Maybe they'll be coming in this lap because you can go quite long on the mediums and still keep quite a bit of pace, so it really depends on what the strategy these guys are up to tonight. It's a very large pit window.
Yeah, Astronaut is in, he's coming early. Obviously he had that spin early on and maybe his tyres not feeling the best, so Astronaut is going to have a slightly longer second stint as we'll cook more tyres, see what tyres goes on for, but Astronaut will be going for maybe another set of soft mediums. I think fancy mediums. Yeah, it's gone for mediums, for a longer stint on mediums. Maybe go for the softs at the very end as Truth NRP is starting back a little bit from his front three. I think Truth NRP is starting to struggle. He's just about hang on DRS at the moment, but Truth is definitely, I think Truth may be the first of these guys to pit.
Yeah, he is losing quite a bit of time to Salty Bear. The top 3 just pulling away. I think maybe try to go for an undercut because the undercut is quite powerful around this track. So I think maybe it could even benefit him and jump a couple of guys, but I think at the moment he is just losing time to these guys.
Yeah, yeah, he is. And Liam's in as well. Truth's very late on the braking and he's hit the back of Liam there. And Liam was quite conservative on the entry and Truth hit the back of him. Has Truth picked up wing damage? No, he hasn't. He's got away with that, but he's got a 5-second stop go, which he will serve in his next pit stop, and that means he will not be able to get removed from the shield. So Salty Bear has taken the lead. Yeah, we've missed that. Alpha's fighting around the inside, but Salty Bear should have the better momentum. Look, Alpha may fancy it. Oh, look, Salty Bear is in the squeeze, and Salty Bear is through. But yeah, a costly penalty there for Truth. Wow. And we sort of missed that lead overtake, but yeah, Salty Bear's got the move done, and I think Salty Bear may pull away now, but he's used a lot of his ERS getting the move done, so but them two fighting will help Liam. I think Liam will come out in the net lead. He's come out in clear air from the cars. It's come out in a little bit clear air, but I think Liam will jump in the net lead because the net pit loss one is around 19.5 seconds and Liam's in that window. But Salty Bear, I think when he gets that move done, I think he felt this was the time.
It's a really good move from Salty Bear, crucial move as they both head into the pit lane, yeah. I think that might be game over for Truth NRP picking up that 5-second time penalty, especially since they have to pit once again. He's going to be probably out of the running for the race win, unless he has a guard in the middle stint.
Yeah, there's Liam, as he goes pit. Look, so Alpha's gone for softs, interestingly, and Salty Bear's on mediums. Alpha's gone slightly different. He's gone for an aggressive second stint as Liam rounds the first corner. He's going to come out comfortably ahead, surely. He's had quite a good outlap. Salty Bear, look at Alpha. Alpha's all the back of him out the pit exit. Alpha, soft tyres do warm up a lot quicker. Alpha, you need to get to move done on Salty Bear pretty quickly. Liam has come out in the net lead, so that fighting, and Truth NRP's up to second place, so that fight has cost these two the positions. But Salty Bear, I think Salty Bear would be quite happy to get the move done on Alpha, because I think Alpha looked the quicker quick at the early stint, but I think Alpha's tyres dropping off there, and Salty Bear took advantage.
Yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant strategy call from Liam and Truth to get that undercut, but not sure about Truth, but Liam definitely, although he does have that 3-second time penalty, he'll have to push this middle stint to be able to pull that gap. I think that's a really good call from him, and Storm picked up a penalty, but I really think this race for Liam will be decided whether Truth will defend hard against Salty Bear and Alpha, because I think Salty Bear and Alpha are the two quickest guys out of this group, but Truth can defend as hard as he can, and that could really hold them up and allow Liam to escape.
With Adam in the Mercedes, you want to get this move done pretty quickly, but I'm not sure he can get it done in turn 4. He might do a poor run there. Liam's going to have to send it. He will not be able to that Mercedes for a second longer than he has to, and I think he's going to get his move done surely up the inside. We'll have him defend it. Well, he does. Liam was a bit tentative there. I thought he would have sent it up the inside, but yeah, Adam, this is going to hurt Liam. He's going to let Truth and Salty Bear catch up, because you can't really overtake the middle sector unless you're really aggressive. You can maybe dive it up here, but you have to really, if you do that, the other guy has to really give you the position, because you can't really look about it though. Really hard.
Yeah, Liam's
really hard to lead at the moment. The pitch shot isn't soft tyres. He's gone for slightly longer first stint, maybe get up attention later on, but yeah. That half a lap has cost Liam, because look, they're all back on his tail now. So yeah, Adam has really held Liam up here. Should he get the move done now? Liam's not pitting, he's on the medium, he's going to get his move done into turn 1. Now Truth's got to run on both of them. He's going to go in the middle of the two. Can he get him moved on both of them? Not quite, but he's got the move done on Adam. He's up to second place now. Truth's going to have a good run here, and Liam. Truth obviously with that penalty, he needs to get his move. He needs to get down the road. Liam's squeezing him onto the roll, but he's alright. Truth and he's in the lead. He has to get his move done for his race, and he does, and now he has to pull away. But yeah, I think Liam was caught up a bit there. Adam, he was very aggressive there, but it's paid off for him.
Yeah, that was a very hectic part of the first set of this lap. Going 3 wide at one point, going through turn 1. It was very close racing, and Truth played that extremely well to allow Liam to outbrake himself, and then just buy this time and get the move done into turn 4. Really good racing, especially from Truth.
It's Alpha now.
We have Alpha, he's making a huge dive down the inside of the Mercedes driver.
Yeah, because he's on the soft taxi, he has to really catch these guys, but Alpha really Britain, and he's out of DRS, I believe, of the guy ahead. The Storm is hopefully he can be joined. I suppose. Yeah, he's got to run on Truth into turn 1. He's going to go round the outside. Can Liam get this position back? Round the outside, turn 2, and he gets moved done. What about Salty Bear? Can he sneak through? He should do. He's got to run around the outside. We have seen moves on here in the past. He did DRS. But Truth's going to have the inside line now. Truth, will he ever run on Liam? Yeah, again. Oh, Liam pushes him wide. Salty Bear's on the outside, and the contact, and Truth holds it, but the two Chapter Alphas contact there, and wow, it's getting very feisty there. And I think Salty Bear wants to be in the lead. He's had enough of waiting. I think Salty Bear was very aggressive there, and Truth and was very fortunate not to spin it.
This is brilliant racing from the top 3 in the driver standings though. You can really tell they won it, and this is great racing that we all wanted to see.
It's TJ's around in turn 4. TJ have won it in turn 4. I almost won it there, but TJ have not so lucky. As Alpha in 4th place, and this is not working out well for him. But Salty Bear, I think he fancies the lead in turn 1 here. He's really aggressive on the brake, and Liam defended well in turn 3, but Liam had a poor exit there, poor run, and Salty Bear will go for the outside line, which seems the best line in turn 1, because you get the inside turn 2. Salty Bear does it round the outside, Liam does defend, but he's run a little bit deep, and he breaks on the apex, which means Salty Bear cannot get such a good exit. But look how close he is now round the outside. Will Liam defend it? He does, but Salty Bear is through, and Liam can't really fight this. Salty Bear in the lead, normal service viewed.
Yeah, Liam had absolutely nothing left in ERS wise to defend with. It was just an easy move for a Salty Bear, and now he takes the lead, and I presume he's going to be pulling away now because he's been absolutely rapid in this race.
Yeah, he's got no penalties as well. The fellow guys behind him got penalties. The only guy that hasn't got penalties is Gazdaman in 8th place, and he's a long way back. So Gazza, yeah, he's in 8th place, but he's a long way back. So yeah, Salty Bear He's looking like yet another race win for him, and he's going to extend the championship lead to. At the moment, the championship lead will be up to 19 points. But let's not forget, NIP's got that penalty to serve. NIP has to get his moves on Liam. He has to make it stick because he needs to pull a gap. He needs to try and somehow make it happen for him. But then if Alpha, round outside, on those soft tyres, he has to get the move done because those tyres wear off pretty shortly, and he does. And can he get the move done late? But it's a poor exit. This may allow Truth to repass into turn 4. Truth will go for the inside line. He can keep around outside this corridor, and he does, and he holds the position there. Alpha is ahead, but Alpha's looking a bit nervous on the exit, ran over the curb there, but nothing Truth could do about that there, and he's ahead. And now Alpha has to because they're trying to pull away. It might be yet again, it might be another Alpha as an Apex Rogue. Truth, Alpha there, I think a little bit upset. Alpha's wing damage as well. So 6%, which is not a great deal, but even 6% wind damage, it can affect the pace.
Yeah, when you pick up even light green damage on your wing, you definitely lose a lot, especially at a track like this. There's a lot of low speed corners and understeer is quite heavy, but as for Alpha, this race, I don't think the strategy's really gone well for him or well as he planned. He didn't really get the track position he needed to be able to utilize the softs to the max, but it's not over yet. He's got Liam, they seem equal on ERS and on pace at the moment, but Alpha is really going to have to push hard in the closing stages of his stint.
Yeah, he says Jackal pits, he's to pit, so he's coming to pit, so everybody's on at least one stop, so we need another stop to beat 2-stop rule. I think at the moment his front two look quite good. Yeah, have to get past Liam. He's got another spinner, I believe that he spun it in centre S. So on them, obviously new tyres, it's not quite the temperature. Maybe that's why a lot of spins happening, because of these cold trap temperatures. It does take a little bit longer to get them tyres up. Alpha's within 5 tenths of Liam. Can he get a good exit? But I think them softs, he's only 6 lap them tyres. I think the softs have started to go off already. So if he doesn't get the move done this lap, I think it's going to be because them softs are starting to wear out now. He's going to get a run. But I think he's got to wait for turn 4. He's a bit too far for turn 1. Can he go for a wide line, get a tight exit? Is that what he's planning? No, he isn't really. Liam's got a good run there out of turn 2 into turn 3, and I think Liam's safe at the moment. Obviously, we've seen now for the past, he has to lunge at the inside, but if he does now, he's going to be a little bit careless. And he does! Oh, wow, he's very late in the brakes there, had to get out of it, unless he's going to run the back of the Alpha Tower. But yeah, I think as Truth takes full advantage there around the outside, Alpha got cross-threaded there, and Truth's back up ahead into turn 5.
I wonder if Alpha might be trying the manual gearing, because he seems to be using a lot of his revs. Might be forgetting to gear up. Maybe that's why he lost so much ground to Truth. I'm not really sure though.
Yeah, it just seemed he passed the hill. I do the pass up there once up the hill, but it's not really quite complex overtaking. But yeah, I think that might be a slight. Yeah, I see. He's more blue now. I see. Yeah, he's revving up quite a lot, and obviously when you do that, you do lose momentum. But yeah, I think that might be a mistake. I think that was just a gearing error, but he was very late under braking of Liam, and he wasn't really in full control of his car then, and that might affect it as well. As Truth found that piece in the back of Liam yet again. Liam jumping this compared to softs, and Truth, well, he's going to get his move done, but Alpha is looking aggressive yet again. Them softs still hanging in, but I think we're going to see I think they're just about done. Yeah, he's on 30% wear. 36% away on the weirs, and when you're around the 36% mark, I've known in the past that's when they start to deteriorate. So I think we may see Alpha drop back a little bit further, as Lily Hart's up to 9th place, Astronaut is 8th. Obviously Astronaut not having such a good race this week, but it's kept out the walls, which is good. Gazzo in 7th. Quite a quiet race for him, but he may jump up because of penalties. We've got Alpha, we've got Craig Turner in 6th. Apex Rogue is in a solid 5th place. He really hasn't looked under pressure. Speaking under pressure though, his teammate is from Alpha, and Alpha Well, he gets moved on, but he cannot make it stick, and he's got to make it stick now. He does. True fight back, no, but Liam must be enjoying these two fighting, because Liam it's now Liam to keep position, because I think Liam is probably the slower of the three drivers at the moment, but because these two are fighting, they're fighting each other so much that Liam is just being able just to keep ahead.
Yeah, I think Liam has just not really had the pace he maybe wanted to have in this middle stint, or maybe he's just trying to conserve his tires to go a little bit longer and get more time, less time on the softs. But yeah, he's just really not been able to keep up with Salty Bear's dominant pace. Already 2 seconds in front of Liam. It's just been an absolutely brilliant drive from Salty Bear thus far.
He's got a battle for 30th place of the NRS's of best games, and Jacko, he's got the fresh softs, he's going to go for it inside of turn 3, 4, is he? Yeah, he does. Will Jess fight it on the outside? Jess does, but that superior tire grip lets the Alpha around pull through, and Alpha is now on the back of Liam. Can Alpha move up to 7th place? Inside of turn 1, is he? Liam can fight it though around the outside, but I think Alpha, he's a little bit out of it, but he should get a good run now. Look how close he is. He may be a little bit too close, he may get a bit turbulent there, but no, he's still got the momentum. Round the outside, this can be done round the outside, you have something done round the outside. Liam will have the inside line, Liam will break very late, but Alpha's still there, and Liam holds on just. Good defending there for the Alpha towering man.
It looks like it's over, yeah, going really quick right-hander, but it looks like Alpha played that extremely safe, and that allowed Liam to gain a bit of a gap to keep him safe from a dive bomb. So looks like Alpha might be just waiting for the straight so he can get the DRS to make an easy pass, but Liam is definitely not making it easy at the moment.
No. To say, I mentioned that Liam's pace, he isn't. It's still. I know Salty Bear is conserving a little bit, but that gap's remaining around 2 seconds. I think Liam is starting to fall in the clutches now, but Liam still could be on a good result here. But Salty Bear, he'd be loving this. He'd be able to see it on his live time, obviously on board, but he'd be loving this battling. But Liam, cheer off for Danny's side again. Can he make it stick this time? Yes, he does, but Liam's got a good exit round the outside. He's going to get one that road trip. Yes, he is, and that might allow Truth to move up to 3rd place. Round the outside, Truth is on turn 3. Now can Truth's got one Alpha. Can Truth get 2 cars, 2 turns? Round the outside, but should have action, and he goes on, but Truth's still there. Truth's still there. He's got room. Yes, it's Truth. So 2 cars in 4 cars. Wow, impressive for the Ferrari man.
Yeah, that was absolutely brilliant first sector for Truth. Able to get past 2 cars in 1, really bided his time and just allowed his momentum to guide his way through. That was brilliant racing from Truth.
Yeah, and now Liam was in 2nd place. I'm down in 4th. this shows you as Alpha gets on the curb edge of the penultimate corner and just about saves it. But yeah, Alpha's really aggressive, and well, I think Alpha's going to either finish on the podium or bin it. I was looking at this stage. He's very aggressive when he pits, and he'll go and set mediums to the end. Surely he'll have an undercut, but he will have tire disadvantage pit for softs, which presumably they'll all do.
Well, Truth did say in the press conference he'll get the lead back one way or another. He is quite a bit off Salty Bear, but if he can drive like that and make moves like that, then that's championship drive. That's championship worthy moves.
Yeah, he needs to do the moves, obviously, because he's got the penalty, so he needs to get the move done as Alpha almost loses it on the pit exit. Wow, he's wide down pit exit. And I think he's just about alright, but yeah, that was not the best pit exit for Alpha. I just caught the end of it. I think them cold tyres may have caught him out. There's Lily Hart and Astronaut here, pretty close about 8th place. He's been within 5 tenths for about 10 laps. These pace is I wonder when these guys pit stop around lap 20, 26, 27. Do you think that'll be a lap or maybe a little bit later?
Yeah, I think their pit window might be now to about, yeah, as you said, 26, because the most you can go in soft and still keep pace is about 13 laps, I think. So I think these guys will be in very, very soon.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because they won't want, obviously, yeah, they won't want Alpha to get too much undercuts. Alpha's got a 5-second gap to get ahead, so he's got undercut. He can push, pull a gap. He can definitely undercut now. It's Lily Hart. He's got a run on Astronaut here for 8th place up the hill. See, Lily Hart, he's definitely been quite conservative as Astronaut just pit. That was ruining that battle a little bit with Astronaut pit, but yeah. But Alpha's set the times out. Let's see how they're doing. They're sort of matching the lead at the moment. If anything, Truth and P was quicker that lap, so Alpha's tyres obviously not fully up to temperature yet. This is a lap where we get to see how quick how quick he can go. But at the moment, his pace isn't that. I wonder if he's changed his wing. No, he hasn't changed his wing. So I wonder about wing damage. It's affecting this cut.
Of course, Truth does have that 5-second time penalty he still needs to serve in the pit lane. So this final stint he'll have to prove if he really is championship worthy, because he will have that disadvantage if Liam pits this lap, so he's going to have an even more of a disadvantage if Liam gets the undercut. So.
Yeah, Liam's got for aggressive strategy. Obviously he sort of see with Truth have a pit that Liam's sort of nothing to lose really. He might as well go aggressive. He's going for soft, so them softs are going to have to go a long way. That's go 12 laps. It is doable. I mean, it is doable. Our guy did say they can do that, but they won't be fresh at the end. There's guys that can do 18 laps, but obviously 18 laps. That means 18 laps. The tyres are not great, so yeah, he's going to have to be careful. He comes out the pits now, just ahead of Alpha. Alpha has undercut Liam. Not a great deal though. Liam is right. Liam makes into turn 1.
I think Liam will get this move done on Alpha probably by the end of this lap, or at the very latest the next lap, because he just has such a huge grip advantage. He gained so much time through the good right-hander. Yeah,
he's virtually pushing him around there, isn't he? He's virtually pushing the Renault guy. He's just like, as MC Sport does set the fast lap, obviously outside the top 10. He will get a point for that if it does stand, but I do expect that gap lap to be lowered. So yeah, Liam is suffering a bit in his middle sector. This is affecting undercut a little bit, but he should get the move under turn 1 if he gets a good exit.
Yeah, the top 3, they haven't pitted yet, so Liam has to get this move done now, but I think he's a bit too far back to be able to make a move. But then again,
good run.
I know Liam, and he likes to dive bomb. He's getting very close. He might get the move done before the corner.
And he does. Can Alpha fight back? I don't think he can. No, as Gaz is leaving the pit lane, obviously in 8th place. Gaz on the soft tyres. He's going to do 11 laps on tyres. Yeah, I believe Liam has got the move done. Yes, he has. I bet if you pull away now from the Renault guy.
Yeah, that move was absolutely imperative for Liam to make, because that's really just the first lap of the race on the soft. I think Liam is probably going to get a comfortable P2 here, because the guys in front of him, they're just a little too far out, and it's going to be losing a lot more time, especially how Liam's in clear air as well.
Astronaut's got running King in the end, turn 4. Aggressively, he's going to dive it on the inside. Surely he is. Kingan is not afraid of a battle either. The side by side into turn 5. King is still there. He's got the inside line, but with Astronaut, he should have the better grip with them fresh softs. Yes, he does. Astronaut through a good move there for the Alpha Romeo man, up 10th place. What the Salty Bear's in, and so's Truth. Truth's got to wait. Obviously, that must be a pain to wait them 5 seconds for something which. It's quite innocuous. It wasn't his fault really. He got hit. He got caught out look by Liam's braking, and yeah, that just killed his race. That's killed any chance of the win for Truth. But mind saying that, Truth does have a corner cut penalty, so yeah, he does have a corner cut. But Salty Bear's come out. Liam has closed the gap to 2.5 seconds, but I think Salty Bear he's in the coach position now. He should win the race now from that, barring any disasters.
Hopefully Salty Bear doesn't, he's so close to the end of the race, 8 laps left I believe that is. As long as he doesn't spin, it's going to be a very comfortable win for him, and Liam making that strategy work very well. That might be a comfy P2 for him as well, depending on how Truth can use these final tyres, these final softs.
Yeah, and Liam could close the gap into 2nd place to Truth with this result. For 4th place at the moment, and Liam's on for 2nd, so that'll close the gap to 2nd place. And Craig in the lead. Obviously he went for slightly different strategies. Apex World got running Lily Hart here. Will Lily Hart pit though? I wonder if Lily Hart will pit, and I believe he has. So yeah, that's ruined any chance to overtake there. But yeah, Craig Senna has pitted, and how close is it to what about Apex Rogue? Will Apex Rogue stay ahead of Craig Senna? This is not really the battle, the midfield battle between these two. It's going to be quite close, but I believe Apex Rogue will stay ahead. But I think these two might have a good battle towards the end of the race. That's one to keep an eye out for. As Craig Senna has closed up on Apex Rogue, but Craig Senna does have a penalty, so Craig Senna will have to get the move done and pull the gap. But yeah, that might be one to keep an eye out on, because these front three are sort of spread out a little bit now. So see what Craig Senna can do on the back of Apex Rogue. These two quite even match of pace throughout the season, I have to say. They're quite close in the points as well. Apex Rogue, he's a little bit further back because he hasn't had that as many finishes as Craig Senna, but Craig Senna, this is Constructors battle. Look, we've got Renault Ferrari. So this Constructors battle is looking very much like a Renault v Ferrari battle.
Of course, Renault, they are third in the Constructors and they're quite a bit down away from Ferrari, but if the season's nowhere near over yet, since we're such fast lap of the race, this battle could maybe have a shift in tide. Depends on how well Apex can catch up. He's just at the fastest lap of the race, so he does have the pace to catch up to Truth. Just depends on his consistency through these final laps.
Yeah, obviously Truth does have that penalty, so yeah, if Apex will get them, so that's one to keep out. So show you penalties, show you who's got what. Yeah, so we've got Liam's got 3 seconds, so's Alpha, so's Truth, Craig's got 3 seconds, we've got Adam on 3, Kingham on 6, Lily Hart on 3, TJ on 5, MCFT Boy on 6, Jacko on 12, on 6, and Indecisive Mac on 6. As Craig Senna is definitely close gap in Apex Rogue in the middle sector. I think he's looking a lot more comfortable in these corners than the Renault man. But I think Apex Rogue, I've raced in the past now. Well, no, it's Apex Rogue, he does tend to have quite good straight line speed, so this might not be an easy move for the Ferrari man. And Apex Rogue has got quite a lot more ERS than Craig Senna. Craig Senna might run out, actually. Look at this, so he's got 3%, so I think Craig Senna is going to run out of deployment. And he has. And that's killed any momentum.
Yeah, I've been on board with Craig Senna for his lap, and oh, he breaks very late, and he's right into the back of
that
Rogue and leaves the biggest front wing. So yeah, that battle is over. But
yeah, 44% damage rate is going to drop back, and that might allow Gaza the opportunity to win 6th place. Yeah, Craig Senna. Well, would you? Yeah, you have to stay out, won't you? There's no point pitting this late in the race, but he's going to struggle now to end the race. But yeah,
I think he'll try and make it to the end of the race.
Yeah, Gaza will catch though. Gaza may fancy another top 6 here. He's gonna. If he's within 3 seconds, he'll get them penalties. But yeah, I think Gaza will want to get the move done, and now that's ruined that battle for 5th place. So King and Astronaut are battling for 8th place. See Astronaut having a bit of a quiet race this week. Obviously, he had a strong showing last week, but I think he maybe just wants to get some good points. Storm has. In turn 3, so we get another spin for Mercedes. They're not having a good race, but only on for 1 point at the moment with Adam. King is an old medium, so I don't think King will really catch Astronaut here. But Astronaut, Kingham is going to struggle here, but he's on the back of him. King has got. I think wearing them mediums, obviously he's a bit compromised out of the race. There's Lily Hart though is catching it, so I think Lily Hart may fancy another 7th place. If Lily Hart gets another 7th place, oh, that's going to be incredible. As Salty Bear's got a 4-second lead. Salty Bear, I think, he's on a cruise at the moment. He's got Jess Gamer on the back of Bush Lightyear, my screen's got AI, so I'm not sure there. As Bush Lightyear does pit. A lot of these battles are catching guys pitting, so that's a bit unfortunate. But Craig is closing the back of Astronaut. King of them are old mediums. Astronaut is not having the best of times of it on the soft tyre.
Yeah. He seems to be struggling. Of course, his tyres, but they're relatively new, so I think he might just be struggling in the latter part of this race. But he is Salty Bear. Truth picked up a time penalty. Salty Bear sets the fastest lap of the race as well, so he just wants to get the maximum points possible out of this weekend, and really had a very, very solid drive.
Yeah.
Finally showing his true potential.
Yeah, that the only one blocked on his copybook was that start, as I believe indecisive spun it to turn 2. As yellow flags that's going to ruin in trying to take turn 2. That has recovered. Got a pretty good exit there, but struggling in the corners. Struggling. I'm quite surprised that he's not pulling away. I don't know what's happening there. I can't see any damage for Ashnoti. Maybe King's just. Maybe Ashnoti's burnt through the tyres already. I'm quite amazed by that. As Gaza is closing the gap on Craig Senna quite considerably now. No huge surprise there. That was half a second that lap. Craig Senna had quite a good middle sector on the previous lap. Well, that was his best sector, sorry. Yeah, but that gap will come down a lot. Can Craig Senna hang on? He might just be able to hang on, you know. It's going to be tight. I don't think Gaza will overtake, but it might be even about 3 seconds. As Alpha is starting to close on Liam a little bit. Maybe these softs are starting to give up.
Yeah, you can tell by the ERS that Alpha is really pushing to try and catch up to Liam, but Liam's just, I think he's just chilling and settling for second, or maybe going to try to go for the fastest lap, but he's not using his ERS at all, so I think Liam is comfortable in P2.
Yes, Lilyheart in 10th place is starting to catch Ashnoti and King, and these two are sort of holding each other up a little bit. Ashnoti is just doesn't have the pace at the moment. Kingan has got the run. Ashnoti was very wide there, turn 3. That might cost him. Kingan's going to go for the inside. Quite an aggressive move there from Astro. Kingan's on the curve and he can't get the move done, and he spins it. He's in the wall. Lilyheart does avoid him there, but Kingan has spun it there, and that's ruined any chance of points for Kingan, or they might still get a point, but there's any chance of high points there for the Williams man. He just I don't know, he just lost it, which is a shame because he's having quite a solid race up to that point. That allows Lilyheart on 9th place, and you can see Ashnoti. I think Ashnoti's going to run out of tyres by the end of this race. He's just not having a good time of it.
That incident with Kingan just shows how Williams their miserable run of form continues. He's having an absolute stink of a race as Kingan makes another mistake and goes down to P12, which is the final point.
Yeah, his teammates.
Position in this season.
Yeah, his teammates in that final point. So if he does jump out, then MCC will only get yet another point. But yeah, Kingan, wow, just not been a good season for him. As Truth is just out of the DRS. These front two, the second to third are sat closing on each other, but I don't see any position changes. I think they'll be fine. I think Liam is now starting to push a little bit more. Liam's starting to pull a gap onto Alpha. I think he's got a lot of ARS. I think Liam will be safe in second place. Alpha will get third due to the fact of Truth time penalty. So yeah, Truth has got 6 seconds now. So Truth has to, average Truth is out. He's not going to get the podium unless one of these guys crashes. Kingan has pitted. See, that wind damage is too much. That has promoted MCSC boy into the points. And Lilyheart now, as Truth NRP is within DRS of Alpha. And if I was Truth, I wouldn't risk anything really, because he's not going to gain anything because of it. He's just maybe get the points, bring it home. 2 laps to go.
Gotta hand it to Alpha though. He's on the mediums, and I thought he would just be falling down and out of this battle, but he's done well to stay in the podium position, and I think he's gonna keep that podium position, bearing in mind nothing substantial happened. So gotta hand it to Alpha. He's had a really good final stint.
Yeah, Gaza in 7th place. If it's within 3.5 seconds of Craig Senna, and at the moment Gaza is a second lap quicker than Senna according to our task data. So I think Gaza will get 6th place off Craig Senna. Lilyheart is gaining on Ashnoti, but Ashnoti's got no penalties. Ashnoti should be safe in 8th. He's got yet another spinner. That is Jacko, who spun it from 13th at Juncal. He's on the grass, and that's the worst place to spin it because he just takes you forever to recover, and that allows Kingan up to 15th, Jess up to 14th. Jess in 14th place. She at the moment she's on to 13th, so someone ahead goes off. Is it rain? Is that rain? Does it look like rain, or is that just my screen? I don't think it is rain. No. I thought I saw rain, but yeah. But Truth has gained a lot on Alpha here. If I was Alpha, I'd just let him go. I wouldn't fight this too much. Final lap of the race, of course. And Salty Bear is on for yet another comfortable victory. And Lilyheart and Ashnoti, they're quite close here. Let's see what they can do. Lilyheart getting the move done, but there's not much point. It's not going to get position. As we go on board the Salty Bear, who's round, find a few corners now. What brilliant drive this is. Yeah, another win, 2 wins in a row. He did get pole this week, but he didn't need pole. He just looked very comfortable at that race with saving his battery, and he got the moves done around the pit stops. He never looked out. He never looked like losing this win. He wants to find a corner. Let Storm go. Let Storm will lap himself. He doesn't really need to worry about that. He gets DRS actually off Storm, and he's going to cross line now. And Salty Bear is going to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. Liam is going to cross line in 2nd place. Another good result there for the Alpha Time man. What about Liam? What about Alpha? Alpha's 3rd, Trip 4th. Will Apex World jumping? I don't think so. It's going to be tight. Oh, within the 10th for 2nd. Craig's in 6th place, but Gaza will get 7th due to penalties. Oh wow, almost lost 12th place there. Gaza going to get 6th here. Craig's just cross line 6th, but Gaza will get 7th. Astronaut will get 8th. Lily Hat may pass him here across the line. We'll see what he does. He's got a good run. Astronaut, he just dip on the grass. Lily Hat may get him on the line. He wants this next move for pride. Oh, they're very close. I believe Astronaut just keep the position though. TJ in 10th, Adam in 11th. He's going to score points yet again. And MCC boy will get 12th, and Storm, I believe, it's last guy in the final lap. So yeah, MCC boy will score another point, and Storm will finish 13th. Fastest laps, we'll keep an eye out for them for you. So inside the top 10, I believe it was Salty Bear, and outside top 10 it's Kingan. So they get the extra points, and Storm cross line in 13th place outside the points. But yeah, that was a good race. Everybody finished, no DNFs, which is good to see.
Only a couple spinners, but nothing too substantial, and no safety cars. I think that's the first time this season, maybe.
Yeah, it's quite a. Yeah, it wasn't the most exciting race, but it had its moments. And Salty Bear, wow, he's in command now, and he's going to have a championship lead of 22 points according to our task date. Oh, actually, have a championship lead of 23 points because you get the full bonus point fastest lap. So Salty Bear all of a sudden it's a race win in the lead of the championship, and now Liam is within 5 points of Truth for 2nd place. So wow, Salty Bear's turned this around the past 2 races.
So running for your final race classification, we do have for the 2nd race win in a row a Salty Bear. In 2nd place we have Liam, continuing his podium streak. In 3rd place we have Alpha, back onto the podium, really good result from him. 4th place we have Truth, 5th we have Rogue, 6th we have Gazman, very quiet race for him. And 7th we have Craig Senna, who lost 6th place down to penalties, I believe. In 8th we have Astronauti, in 9th we have Lilia, in 10th we have TJW, in 11th we have Adam, and 12th we have MCFC, we're running out the points. In 13th we have Storm, 14th Just Games, 15th Kingan, 16th Jacko, 17th Bush Lightyear, 18th Indecisive.
Yes, and I mentioned some stats for you. That Salty Bear's 2nd win this season. It was also his 4th podium, and Liam's 3rd podium, and it was also Alpha's 1st podium, his best result, his previous best was 5th, and there was some bad results from the drivers. Astronaut 8th, that's his worst result. So is Kingan 15th and Indecisive 18th, so they've had their worst races. I'll let you nominate driver of the day first.
Thank you very much. I think it's not going to be much of a challenge here. I'm going to give mine to Salty Bear. He had a very, very poor start, but he just showed his class and dominated the later stints of the race. And my question to him will be, now that you've extended your gap in the Drivers' Championship, how confident are you in being able to gain the Drivers' Championship?
Okay, and I'll nominate Alpha for his debut podium, because I think that was quite a solid drive. Obviously pole position, he didn't quite keep pole position, but 3rd place, not a bad result. I'll ask him, why did you go for the alternates? Why did you go for the too soft at the start? Do you think that was the best strategy for you? And did you feel like you could have got 2nd place, or did you think 3rd was the maximum for your capabilities tonight? There's obviously next week we've got the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at Baku, and well, Baku is a track which it's the only race that I've never finished, so it's a track I haven't got good memories of. What about you? Do you have good memories of Baku?
I've only got one good memory in my entire league racing career, and that's just picking up the win in season 12. I think it was like the 3rd win in a row at the start of the season, so
Yeah,
fun memories in my one-up history.
Yeah, I'd binned it in the cast section there early on. I think I could have been could have got a result that day, but binned it in the cast section by my teammate. But yeah, anyway, that's been Brazil, and do check out the podium tier, which is live now. And well, it's been a good race. Obviously, thank you for joining me, Dane. Obviously, not the easiest to start for Salty Bear, but he definitely turned it around. And we'll see you again next week for Azerbaijan in the second half of the season. Good night.